Today, we face two fundamental problems that are closely linked. Our economy is turned away from people. Only half of our economy really serves to enable people to live in dignity. The other half deals with things like advertising, planned obsolescence, unnecessary transport, and financial speculation. If this useless part were to disappear, we could halve our consumption of raw materials and energy. Climate targets would then be achieved immediately, raw materials would no longer be scarce, and neo-colonialism would lose its foundation.
The other problem is the inadequate distribution of work and social wealth. Economic competition ensures that work cannot be distributed fairly when the demand for work decreases. This is why continuous automation is blocked, even though it could relieve us and shorten the working week. People fight for jobs even though it would be much nicer if automation took over our work. Isn't that madness? The market economy also prevents social wealth from reaching people directly. In fact, everyday goods could be delivered directly to people. But instead, people always have to produce something else, just so that part of the wealth flows back to them via wages and social security contributions. But unfortunately, only a small part. Just imagine, in order for wages and social security contributions to rise, more and more has to be produced no matter what. It's a chain reaction that puffs up the useless sector to balloon. This not only harms the environment and scarce resources. Because fewer cars are being sold today, people are supposed to build tanks and drones instead. This creates an enemy image and poses an acute threat to world peace.
Yet this system of money market competition has only been around for about 10,000 years, a tiny, almost negligible part of human history. Until then, supply was based on people's real needs. Then, money and the market came into play, bringing us to today's high level of science and technology. But today, energy and resource consumption are exploding. We could return to this old and proven principle, but with today's level of science and technology, this would enable all people to live in dignity without deprivation. However, it is not possible to artificially reset the global economy with its financial system to this original system. The economic system is too powerful and too independent for that.
The key, therefore, is to dissolve the market and competition. The market and competition are based on money. If money disappears, these destructive forces also lose their power. Money is really only needed to offset production costs. If there are no costs in the economy, there is no need for money.
If everyone worked voluntarily, we could produce everything that is needed just as we do now, but at no cost. Everything would then be freely available, so no one would need a wage.
How can goods be distributed without money? Without competition and the pressure to grow, consumption automatically decreases. Leisure becomes more important than consumption. Artificial intelligence and global networking can easily coordinate distribution.
What motivates people to work? We know that voluntary help is a greater motivation than money. The joy of giving is also motivating. People can freely develop their own talents because there is no longer any compulsion to work for a living. Automation and the distribution of work drastically reduce the working week. This means that there is no longer any need for wage motivation.
Now comes the decisive step. Technically, it would be possible for everyone worldwide to forego their wages at any time. This would eliminate money, markets, competition, and the pressure to grow, and the economy could once again fulfill its true purpose, to ensure a life of dignity for all people. In this way, humanity's global problems such as inequality, climate change, and neocolonialism could actually be solved in the short term. Please help spread this message worldwide. To BENHARMONIA, our good and harmonious society of the future.